Hello, me coming your way to finish the what makes a good relationship. I'm glad to be with you again, and this is the part three, which is the final part of my series on relationship. And today we're talking about the 5 signs of a good relationship. 5 signs of a good relationship. Yeah, we've talked about what relationship is about, and we've talked about different levels of relationship. So today is about the 5 signs. Okay. Well, I'm happy to let you know that there are 5 signs of a very solid relationship. Remember, this time around, we're talking about the final level that we talked previously about as being a solid relationship. And of course, if you go back to that video, you'll be able to see what it is about. Okay. Um, Mutual enjoyment is one of these things that we enjoy in a solid relationship. Mutual enjoyment. They enjoy being together. When you are in a solid relationship, you look forward to being together every now and again. That enjoyment is there. Whether or not you're doing anything with anybody, you just want to be in the company of that person. They enjoy being together, and there's great understanding between each other. I've always watched old people, old couple that have grown up together, been in relationship for so many years, and in their very late years, all they enjoy is just looking at each other's face, knowing when the other person needs a cup of tea and when the other person needs this and that. They're just looking after each other. God bless you if your relationship lasts that long. It's the best place ever to be. It is the best place to be, because when all you do is talk, you just talk with your eyes. You don't have to even make noise. You don't even have to say words. Looks say it all. That's that mutual enjoyment. You get to that stage. And of course, there is respect. The second sign is respect. Respect. Respect is when there is value for one another. You value each other. You respect what the other person loves. You respect what they don't like. That's respect. Or you value each other and never feel the other is a nobody. And oftentimes I wonder why people will say I'm in a relationship when the other person doesn't even consider you to be anything. Even though they don't consider you to be anything, they want the good that is in you to be for them, to make them better while they bring you down. So they are actually there to sap and sap and sap everything out of you. They drain you. And there's regard, great regard. In talking about respect again, there's great regard for one another and no manipulation, as respect can also be gained on difficult grounds. Yeah, there's no relationship that you will not experience difficulties sometimes. But even in that, you will still respect. You will fight together. Even if you have differences at that very point in time, you still make sure that you both win the fight. Then you can then go and face each other. Why did you do that the other time? I supported you because we are friends. We are together. This and that. Before you can start saying all of those things. Respect is a powerful tool, and it's a powerful sign to look out for in your relationship. Wow. I had this from a wedding recently, a wedding I attended recently, that love doesn't manipulate, love cultivates. And really that is true. When you say you love somebody or you are in a relationship, you are not there to manipulate that person through every whims and caprices to make sure they are out of themselves just for you. That's manipulation. But where you cultivate the person, even if the love was not there, and gradually you make the person to gain your respect, you make the person to understand that you love her, you love him. That is respect. And of course, anything you cultivate grows. Anything you cultivate, you water it, you feed it, you give it the right nutrient, and of course, it grows. It doesn't remain stunted, and it doesn't wither. So, and of course, in a solid relationship, another sign to look out for is shared experiences. And this is when you can lean on each other. You can talk to each other. You can believe in each other. You can depend on each other. Here again, my mentor, my greatest leader in the world, leadership guru in the world, John Maxwell, emphasizes this, that true friends of these kinds are very, very scarce. They are scarce. Friends of this type are very sacrificial. Friends of this type are available for counsel. And friends of this kind, and the kind we're talking about, those who can share experiences, they care for one another. They sharpen you. When you are with them, you are better than what you were. Yeah. They're sensitive to your feelings and needs. Because if you've been together over the years, before you open your mouth, they know what you want. And they speak the truth to one another, no matter what happens, no matter what happens. And stick with you through thick and thin. And this is very powerful. If you have what you call fair weather friends, they are with you when the going is good and when things are going well. And when things get rough, they're off. You can't get them again. So friends that share experiences with you, they stick with you through thick and thin. And again, this only goes to show that each relationship nurtures a strength and weakness within one. It is hard to build a repeat champion. Let me repeat this. It is hard to build a repeat champion team when you must keep rebuilding the relationship between them. If you have a team and all you're doing is trying to manage the relationship, manage when you should be growing to conquer, to attack, go for the goal for the team and conquer. But all you are doing is settling quarrel. Oh, what has this done? Oh, I didn't understand what she said. Oh, she doesn't talk properly. Oh, she's not, and all of that. You're building and rebuilding when there are goals to be achieved. That's what this statement is talking about. So it is hard to build a repeat champion team when you must keep rebuilding the relationship between them. You can't be champion because the house is crumbling. This is like firefighting all the time when you should be grounded and strong. Second to the final is reciprocity. 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 We all know what that means. It's a life of give and take. Reciprocal. Reciprocate. And this requires that the relationship is not one-sided. If you say you're in a relationship and all you do is, again, I keep repeating this, just for yourself, because there's something I watched recently, not watched, actually practically see in a developing relationship. All that was happening was, what can I get? What can I get? Yeah, I can get this, I can get that. It's not right. Life is give and take. It shouldn't be one-sided. Shouldn't be one-sided. A relationship that does not increase you will decrease you. A relationship that does not increase you will, of course, it has to do one of the two. If it's not increasing you, it's decreasing you. And if you notice that, what are you waiting for? For an alliance to work, each party must be a great deal for one another, repeatedly and consistently on a long term. If we didn't use this word at the beginning, relationship is about alliance. Alliance is cooperating together. And for it to work, must do a great deal for one another, repeatedly and consistently. On a long term, not just for 1 week and you back out, 2 weeks, you back out. No. Or you break up and break in again, go in, go out. Yes, sometimes it does work, in and out, in and out. At the end, maybe they get to know each other, but then it's a bit wobbly if care is not taken. Rate your relationship based on what you get or give in your relationship. What are you giving? How much are you giving? Are you getting more? Are you getting less? Are you the one always doing the giving? Watch it. And if they are equal, then it is worth continuing the relationship. It's got to be equal. Yes, it can be a little, because we are not, in generosity, we are not all equal. It can be a little bit more on the other side, but if it's just where the gap is far, you have to watch it. Yeah. And if you're getting more than you are giving, if you're getting more, you're doing is getting, and maybe you should try and give a little just to make the other person feel good. We advise, change yourself. If you're getting less than you are giving, close the relationship. Close it. I don't know if I should repeat this. If you're getting more than you are giving, change yourself. But if you are getting less than you are giving, close the relationship. Don't be the selfish one, and don't be the sacrificial lamb either. There's only one person who could sacrifice himself physically, wholly to us, and that's our Lord Jesus Christ. A friend lifts the lead, which is the limitation in your life. When you have a friend and all they do is compressing you, reducing you, that is limiting. But if you have a friend and all this, you can do more, go for it, achieve more, get more, do this, you can do this, to do that, encouraging you to be more than you are, then that person is lifting the lead for you to grow, not placing a lid on you and close you down. Bam. And there's absolute intentional care for one another. There has to be that care. If there isn't, what are you in a relationship for? Most relationships do one or two things, or all of these. Okay? They can either add to you, subtract from you, divide, and multiply. These are the four things relationships do. Add, Well, I'm a functional skills um, math teacher. So these are common terms for me. They can either add, subtract, divide, or multiply. These either increase or decrease you. And if it is important to know, it is also important to know that those that do not increase you would eventually decrease you. We've said this many, many times. So please watch out. Trust should be in a relationship built and based on solid ground. So the last one we're talking about is trust. And all that we've talked about before all lead to this. Because by the time you are reciprocal in your relationship, you trust the other person. That's why you can give and you can get back. Okay? Because there are some things you get back to. If you are not in a trusted relationship, it can backfire on you. Shared experience, respect, mutual enjoyment, all of this. So the final one is trust. And that trust should be in a relationship built and based on solid ground with intentions being visible to the other, knowing that teams that get along usually get ahead. A relationship is a form of team, although it may comprise of just two people, because most of what we are saying here is about maybe two people who found each other. It can also be about, this principle can be applied to a team as well. A small team, when you're building a team. So being visible to to the other, knowing that teams that get along usually get ahead. So teams that are well established, nothing to settle within, nothing to argue about. They will go for the task and get ahead and get it done in no time, because there's an agreement, there's respect, there's mutual respect for one another. And of course, that's the progress we're talking about. They make progress. I like to talk about integrity. And, this is inside trust. You trust somebody that has integrity. And what is integrity? Integrity is the basis of trust. And in addition, there must be consistency in behavior. And trust is established when words and actions match. Integrity is about, I am able to trust the words you speak to me. And I'm able to match your words together with the actions you put in. Very, very important. If you say something to me today and you think I've forgotten, you put on an attitude that's so contrary to what you told me, my brain should be telling me something. Are you trustworthy? Are you somebody of integrity? Very, very important. That is why when you make a promise, don't just make a promise. They say promises are debt. I like debt. If you don't pay it, it's like you are owing. So before you make a promise, think, can you fulfill it? If you cannot, don't make it. Only promise what you can achieve, what you can fulfill. So a solid team or relationship is built on these 5 signs. And relationship is the glue that holds a team together. Relationship is the glue that holds a team together. If there's no relationship, of course, things fall apart and the center will never hold. According to Chinua Achebe of the African Writers series. A solid relationship is therefore built on mutual enjoyment. It's built on mutual enjoyment. It's built on respect and in good experiences, shared experiences, reciprocity to one another, as well as trust for each other. This is just summarizing all that we'll be talking about. And if you have such relationship, I advise you, nourish it and cherish it forever. I wish you all the best in all your relationships, and God bless. Thanks for watching.